Hi guys, and welcome to day 2 of follower request week. I'm loving this week so far, and it's only the second day. My little guy is gonna help me out today with this workout. Today I had someone request that I do a core workout for ladies who have had C-sections, and I'm just keeping in mind that if you've even had a baby, but maybe you haven't had a C-section, but you gave vaginal birth, but you have diastasis, which means that these muscles, when you see your abdominal muscles, like if you see somebody who has abs, those muscles can separate because your whole belly is stretching. And this connective tissue between this muscle and this muscle right here can break or stretch, and it can cause a lot of pain and instability. It can often cause that pregnant looking belly even when you're not pregnant, because your guts basically aren't being held in by your abdomen, because your abdomen can't do the job it's supposed to because that connective tissue has been damaged. So moves like this can help you with those kind of issues, but I'm going to say right now, it is not a catch-all. If you do these exercises, there is no guarantee that you're going to have it fixed. But in my experience, and in the experience of other people that I have researched about and other people that I have talked to, these kind of exercises were very helpful to them. So I'm not saying this is a magic pill, but I am saying doing exercises like this could be super helpful. So let's get into the workout. I'm really excited to show it to you. So the first exercise we're gonna do is called a knee drive. So what you're doing is you're using your core. I'm gonna move this back here so I don't hurt my son. You're going to use your core to pull your knee up to your opposite shoulder. So what that looks like is like this. You have your feet spread apart about shoulder or hip width apart, and you're picking up one knee and bringing it to your shoulder like this. So I would suggest that you take the opposite hand and opposite knee and bring them together, really drive them together. Think that you're trying to touch your elbow to your knee, and you're using your core to pull that leg up and drive it up towards the opposite side. What this is doing is it's using these lower muscles. So think about where your uterus would be. It's those muscles down there. It's using your obliques on this side and also your core muscles on this side to pull up just like that. So if you find that you have balance issues, what I want you to do, which is really common by the way, if your core is basically if it's had some damage done to it, you might find that you're not very stable on your core. So what I want you to do is to hold onto a chair with one hand and then bring that knee up and down, just like this. So the opposite hand is gonna come up, bring that knee in and out. Really breathe out as you bring that knee up, just like that. Breathing out, because that is helping you contract those muscles. It's helping you bring up that leg, and this other arm over here is just helping you get a little extra crunch up here as you're coming down and making those muscles contract and meet. So what I want you to do is to do 10 reps on each side. So you'll have your chair, you could even use a wall to hold on to. On this side you'll do 10 reps on this side, and then you'll switch and maybe have the chair on your other side, and you would do 10 reps. I'm trying to figure out how to do this. 10 reps on the other side. This is confusing. I hope I'm not confusing you guys. So just like that, really bring your knee up. Imagine that you're trying to break something with your knees. You're bringing it up. And something else that I really want you to keep in mind as you're bringing up your knee is that you're stabilizing just on one leg. So this glute on this side is going to get a lot of really good work. And you're also helping stabilize because you're only on one foot, right? So I want you to try to not have to use this, but I want you to be careful as well. And don't feel like you have to bring your knee all the way up to your chest if you can't do that. For you, a knee drive might be this high, okay? And that is totally fine. Start where you are and work from where you are. Don't feel discouraged if you're not where I am, because we're just in different spots and we have different journeys. So the next move we're gonna do, if I can get a piece of paper. See this? Thank you. Is gonna be a side plank. So a side plank like this. Hey buddy, can you come this way? Thank you.
Mom.
Your car, that's right. So a side plank is gonna look like this. You're going to have your forearm on the ground and you're gonna have your knee on the ground, okay? So place your forearm, plant your hand down nice and firm. Then you're gonna not have your knees out straight, you're gonna have them bent so you'll have a more stable base. And then you're gonna lift your hip up like this. And I want you to really think about these muscles right here. I want you to squeeze those muscles. Now again, if your core has been compromised, then it might be hard for you to figure out where these muscles are. So I want you to come up with these muscles and just try to think about where these muscles are. Maybe even see if you can feel them contracting. Again, don't feel discouraged if you can't, but just try to see if you can feel them contracting. Become familiar with your own body, because that mind to muscle connection is really gonna help you gain strength in the future. So you're going to pull up with that hip. Make sure that your knees aren't super far in front of you, but that they're more in line with your body. It's okay if they're a little in front, but make sure they're more in line, like a straight line with your body. And make sure, I was doing that wrong, make sure that your elbow is underneath your shoulder when you're doing this. This is going to keep your shoulders safe, and it's going to keep your elbow safe, because if you're going out like this, you could really hurt this area here. So you want to have that shoulder stacked on top of that elbow, hand planted on the ground, pull that hip up, and I want you to hold this for 30 seconds if you can. And you're going to feel a burn in your shoulder and in the side of your core right here. Now what this is doing is this is making your whole core work, but especially that one side, and it's pulling something called your transverse abdominis along with your obliques to have a corset effect on your waist. Because these muscles are meant to, especially on us ladies, to pull in our waist. And if your waist is not, if your transverse abdominis is not doing that, you're gonna have a weaker core, okay? So then you're gonna go onto the other side. And again, you're gonna be on your forearm. Your elbow is underneath your shoulder. You're gonna be on your knees as you come up and as you hold that plank on your side. Now, if you find that's a little too easy for you, maybe your struggle is more with your rectus abdominis here as opposed to your obliques. So maybe you can go up onto your side and onto your feet and come up like this and hold that for 30 seconds. And that's great if you can do that, but don't feel like you have to do that. Instead, do the plank that I first showed you, the modified plank. Now the last move, the last exercise in this workout is the bird dog. And I love this exercise because it's all about core strengthening and stability, which is really what we're going for. And when we work on stability, we're working all those tiny little muscles and those tiny little fibers that are gonna help give you really strong stability in the long run. So for bird dog, I want you to get on all fours, and I want you to have your knee underneath your hip. So by that I mean, don't have your hips fully forward and your knees back. And I also want you to have your wrist and your elbow stacked underneath your shoulder. So again, don't have your hands far out here. Have them nice and tall underneath your shoulder. So again, we're protecting all your joints this way, and we're also protecting your pelvic floor this way. So I don't want you to be arching your back like this. We're not Instagram models here, ladies. We are here to be strong, right? So instead, I want you to pull your pelvis in. So what I want you to think about is this bone right here is called your pubic pelvic bone. I want you to pull that pelvic bone to your nose. I know that's a weird picture. I say it all the time. You can get it. He lost his toy. So instead, I want you to pull your pelvic bone to your nose so that your back is flat. You see how before I had an arch in my back? And now my back is nice and flat. You can put a plate up there, wouldn't fall down. Now I want you to reach out. I'm gonna have to step forward, the wall's behind me. I want you to reach out with one hand. Reach out with one hand.
Yeah.
And reach out with your leg on the opposite side. So my left hand would go out and my right leg would go out. Still a little short on room here. So just like this. And the point, the idea is that I'm keeping my hips from going back and forth. I'm keeping my shoulders from going back and forth. Nothing is moving but that arm and that leg, okay? Just like like that. Bring it back. Push out like you're trying to kick something with your leg, and like you're trying to grab something with your hand, and then pull them back in. Now, if that is too difficult for you, that is totally fine. It's very normal. It's a very hard move to do. My little guy decided he wanted to mess with the camera, and now he's gonna sit underneath me. So, I want you to, if you find that reaching out with both limbs is too much for you, what I want you to do is to just pick up your one hand and pick up the other leg, and just pick them up, see if you can reach them out just a little bit, and then put them back down. And then pick one hand up, one leg up, see if you can reach out a little bit, put it back down. If this is still too much for you, if you're wobbling a lot like this, then I just want you to pick up your hand and reach. Pick up your hand and reach. So, again, the 3 ways you can do this move. Number 1 way, you can reach both leg and hand. The number 2 way is you can just pick up your limbs, see if you can reach just a little and put it back down. Reach just a little and put it back down. That was number 2. Or number 3, the easiest way to do this is just to reach. So have that core nice and tight, pubic bone to nose, and just reach with one hand, then the other hand, okay? And you're gonna do 10 reps on each side. So 20 reps in total, 10 reps left, 10 reps on the right. That is the entire workout. So I'm gonna put all of the exercises down below in the description. If you can, I want you to repeat this 3 to 4 times. 3 times is not actually that much. I know it's gonna feel like it, but probably will only take you at most 20 minutes, which is actually a pretty short workout. But the way you are going to get the most out of this workout is as if you engage your core, and by that I mean think about clenching your abs. Think about pulling your belly button up and back towards your spine. That really engages your core well. And make sure that during all of these moves that your body, that your limbs are stacked correctly. So basically, you just don't want to have your limbs up here or down here. You want it just stacked so that your elbow is right underneath your shoulder for those plank moves and for the bird dog. I really have enjoyed making this workout specifically. Helping women after they've given birth is a real, it's real and near and dear to my heart. I really enjoy this kind of stuff. If you have a request, please let me know down below. It doesn't have to be a workout. It could be mindset, it could be mental health, it could be nutrition. I would love to hear any questions that you might have. If I just get a whole bunch of questions, I might do a Q&A video. It all depends on you. So whether you're coming from Instagram or you're starting here on YouTube, I am COVID coaching both here on YouTube and on Instagram. I would love to show you some love if you follow me, and I would love to answer any of your questions. I hope that everybody is having a beautiful day. It didn't rain. I thought it was gonna rain while I was trying to make this video, so thank God it didn't rain. I'm glad my little guy got to join in on this, and I will see you in my next video.